You're watching this week's show with Dan and Mike.
We're back! Again, here we are. Faces, Dan, Mike, this week's show podcast. Ignore the fact that it doesn't say podcast because I had this t-shirt made, but it was just this week's show.
I'll get you a Sharpie.
So real quick one, we're jumping on, this is part of just the new stuff that we're doing, so we just want to make sure that you have actually caught up with our first episode where we shoved marshmallows in our face.
That was stupid.
I genuinely, yeah, he won, and I can't face the idea of marshmallows ever again.
I think we'll be doing some more challenges which involve food.
Yeah.
Because they're just silly.
Yeah, no, and we're gonna see what we can come up with. If you have watched from the beginning, you know that I overreact to sour stuff because it just makes my face go weird. Whereas, unless it's something that nearly kills him, he barely reacts.
That's because I practice stoicism. Not just on the radio.
In general. So, yeah, we're going to be heading off after the recording of this, but before the launch of this. So we're going to include some of the first gigs that we've done of this year.
It is. This has been my first gig for months, actually. I've been very reclusive through the winter period.
Well, he also was meant to come with me to watch Falling in Reverse, but unfortunately they couldn't make it into the UK. So our first gig together, and I think first gig for both of us of the year, is going to be
huge,
absolutely amazing. We're actually probably going to do a little bit more on this because of the nerdiness that we can get into on it.
The Poison Ascendancy tour,
yeah,
opening night of the entire world tour of it.
It is incredible that we get to do this, and for those that don't know, Bullet are Welsh, and they decided to start the world tour in Wales, which is quite close to us.
2 nights at the Cardiff Indoor Arena. Utilitech, is it called now?
Utila, yeah. It was Motorpoint, now Utila.
It was probably something before Motorsport as well. It's the sponsor of the venue, isn't it?
Yeah, so, and this is actually a lovely hat tip to all of the UK Trivium fans as well. Because Ascendancy blew up so much in the UK, that's why Trivium has decided that they're going to start in the UK with this as well.
And it's been a long time coming, those two playing together.
Yeah.
And they've done a track together, so I hope they'll play that as well.
Oh, it's going to be nuts. I mean, for those that don't know, this is some of the most screamy, heavy, intense work of either band's career. I've even, unfortunately, it wasn't on camera, but I've had Corey from Trivium a few years ago say they were never going to do this because of it would shred vocals and they didn't know how to.
And now it looks like they're going to do almost like at least half a year's worth of touring it together.
Incredible.
Because they're doing the UK, then Europe, and then they're going and doing it in the States as well. It's just going to be insane.
Not only that, but do you remember it was only about 18 months ago that Matt Heafy came out on stage with Bullet, so it wasn't the other way around, and did Tears Don't Fall, where he was singing the lines with them, and that's partly where this came from.
Socials.
Yeah, because it was in America. I was gutted at the time not being able to see that live, because that would have just been incredible. And then they announced this tour, and it's like, this is, like, that was one song. I get to sit and watch 2 of my favourite, like, literally gateway albums that got me into the metalcore kid that you see on the camera every week. Together, at the same night, in full, bands working together.
And Orbit Culture as well, who have really been blowing up in the last year, so that's exciting.
Yeah.
What else have we had in the last week? We started our album review show as well.
Yes, which was great fun actually, because you got to listen to
the Tremonti album
and Parkway Drive as the classic, Killing with a Smile, that is. We went pre sort of pandemic, post 2000 for our classics, because we realised that if we did them strictly according to our ages, they're actually aging out some of the people that would now consider a classic album in the 2000s.
I read somewhere in the last week that new metal is now classed as classic rock.
I know, it's crazy.
How can you call new metal classic rock?
I mean, it's new classic rock?
NU?
Yeah.
NUCR?
That's much better, people. We're going to pitch to you right now that we should call new metal NUCR, and then that's its new name. So it's new classic rock.
Yeah.
You heard it here first. I'm also going with our manager to watch and interview, hopefully, all of these guys. Phyllis Vampire Killers,
Ooh, old friends.
Conquer Divide, who I absolutely love. They made it to an album of the year. And then one that you've spoken to far more than I ever have.
Yeah, actually, New Year's Day, they're headlining the tour, aren't they?
Yeah, and
I just
I've got
can't make it this time, unfortunately.
But
Do
I've,
pass my love on to Ash, because we always have such a nice chat every time we have a nap.
And last time I actually went to see them, she was suffering with such a bad cold that she did her best to do as many songs as possible. But you could hear it when it went too far, and it was like, oh, okay. And then she was like, I can't do any more. But I respected her so much for coming out, knowing that it was going to hurt, and doing as much as possible before coming off stage. So this is like a redemption for me.
Didn't Vessel from Sleep Token lose his voice just before going on stage at Wembley, and the crowd did most of it for him?
I know that for a different reason that happened for Lewis Capaldi at Glasgow.
Yeah.
And bless him, thoughts go out to him, because I hope he's just getting himself better. Or at least the pressure of not being on the sort of schedule that he was has also made things a bit easier, because I love watching bands and artists I love, but not if it's costing them so much that they get ill.
Yeah.
That's not the point of listening to music, so.
Yeah. We've also, our show is now available on the main streaming services, of which I'm going to name Spotify, because that's the one I use, but there is
like Apple Music.
Prime Music, that's right.
Prime Music.
And I think Tidal and Pandora.
And we also still keep it up for all of our Mixcloud fans.
Yeah.
Don't forget, you guys gave us one of the most stellar years on Mixcloud. I don't know anybody on Mixcloud. We had some of the highest numbers on the charts.
We're
so
good, yeah.
it's been an interesting few years.
We're slowly transitioning into getting our sounds out to even more people.
Because we just want more people to listen to our new music radio show.
Yeah.
So if you're just discovering us through this, we are actually an 18-year-old radio show. So we now have an adult radio show. Finally, we've been children for so long. It's 2 hours of new music. We interview bands, which is what I'm going to go do with New Year's Day and people like that. And we have 3 features as well. So we support, or EMP supports us on the track of the week.
Yes.
And those are new before Christmas. We do get discount codes. We're waiting for the next one. As soon as we get it, we'll tell you guys. Then we also support Safe Gigs for Women because we really believe in that. There's an episode about us associating where you'll hear all of our reasons why. Mm-hmm. And then we also, for our positive mental health track, we support
Andy's Man's Club.
That's the one.
Which is a UK-based charity that just support dudes and fellas and geezers and men in general.
In trouble or needing company or just
a chat or just, it's recently been Blue Monday, which is
hard day.
It's a hard day on a lot of people, but every day can be a hard day for everyone. So it's just good to know that for us guys who are supposed to be metal and manly and stuff, we get the feels too, and sometimes we need to share that with people and just talk about it. And Andy's Man Club sort that out, so that's why we support it. Yeah. But all those tunes that we do in those features have all now been added to playlists
on Spotify and other streaming applications.
Yes, so if you want to hear tunes picked by
like bands,
PRs, just
fans of the show,
general people that think, hey, this is good, there is a tune that gets me out of a funk when I'm having a really crappy day, and for me personally, it's Their Laws by The Prodigy. #1 fan.
I have an entire playlist of my own on Spotify, which we're going to probably add a few tracks onto the other one at some point, because positive mental health tracks are something which I just love collecting and listening to. Some are the lyrics, some, as Mike says, it's just the way it makes you feel. We also believe in a good purge track as well. It doesn't necessarily have to make you feel better to be a mental health track. Yeah. You can sit there. Part of the reason I love Lorna Shore is when I feel so angry with everything around me, I'm not processing things properly.
Aggressive music.
Yeah, I can put something on that matches that, and it helps dispel the worst of it. and then I can get a bit more focused.
And then the cat walks in and it's all like, what was I in the mood for anyway? Oh, blah, blah, blah.
Yeah, so, and also buy a cat. We both have one. They're great for mental health.
Become cat daddies, we are. Again.
On a previous episode, you can even see Leia as well on the cover photo.
Yeah, that's the studio cat.
Yeah, but I think that's about it, really.
We have got some exciting stuff coming as well.
Over the next couple of weeks and months.
Well, we've got an abundance of interviews that have already happened that could be going out on the radio show. We've got some other gigs beyond the next week or so that we're looking forward to, including Bowling for Sue.
That's going to be so exciting. We're actually going to try and both sit down with Jarrett for the first time ever.
With Wheatus and
Amazing.
Magnolia Park and the one and only Mr. John Mahon.
We love John Mahon.
Oh, he's just a beautiful, beautiful inside and out
Human being.
Yes.
Make sure you check him out. There'll be links below. But John does a lot on radio stations. He does a lot for Kerrang and stuff like that.
His DJ shows are...
Especially with festival season coming. When you've got past the headliners and you've still got lots of energy to burn, make sure you find out where he's playing.
Because John has more energy.
And his sets, I don't know anybody that can put together the stuff that he puts together, knowing his crowd are going to respond to it as well. Like, I'm a big wrestling fan, and he knows how many people are like me and have a love of wrestling. So he'll drop like he dropped Cody Rhodes' track at the opportunity last year. And it's just lovely to hear that actually happen. And my chair just dropped.
But he also drops in remixes and mashups, which is what I used to do. So he's just like a chip off the old block.
So make sure you tune in next week, because we're going to take this Trivium and Bullet thing into a much bigger point. And we're going to go...
Well, yeah, we'll be able to talk all about
what we've seen. So we're going to do a deep dive in that, because we have also seen them at the start of their career separately when they're... so this is going to be brilliant for the two of us. I genuinely can't wait.
Well, that seems like the best way to wrap up this podcast. Like, subscribe, hit the notification bell, but shares and comments do
Also
the
help.
world for us. There's only one way we can end this. Let's go!
Thank you for watching our little sum up of what's happened so far this year. For the eagle-eyed viewer, you may notice that there was no New Year's Day or Conquer Divide footage. That is because I had a bit of an incident at work and I didn't go to the gig. We are actually going to hit them up on Zoom to make sure that we still bring you a good interview, because we love both Conquer Divide and New Year's Day. We'll even do Fearless Vampire Killers as well, and make sure that we still get the set. Make sure you tune in next week, because as we said on the main show, we're going to do a deep dive into Bullet and Trivium, especially after being hyped up about this. I'm going back to see them in London this weekend, so there might even be a bit more footage on the next episode. Either way, make sure you look after yourself.